So hi guys, welcome back to Sri Lanka taking on England in the third one-day international. It's a series decider, of course. England won the second one-day international, and it's a decider. Whoever wins this match will be winning the series. So England have won the toss and elected to bat first. Rahan Ahmed and Ben Duckett are opening the batting for England. Asita Fernando has the new ball in his hand. First ball of the innings coming up. Rahan Ahmed on strike, and that's back of the length, defended towards covers. Dot ball to start. It's a convincing win for England in the second one-day international. They chased down 220 and they won the game. And today they have won the toss, elected to bat first, so they will have to set a total. As we see another dot ball beautifully defended off the back foot towards covers. So 2 dot balls to start from Asita Fernando. Third ball of the over coming up. Back of the length again, driven again. Oh, good fielding at point. The fielder at point got a hand on it. Saved a certain single there. Wanendu Hasaranga. We'll just need to look at the team's changes here. Wanendu Hasaranga has come into the playing 11 today for Sri Lanka in place of Pramod Madushan. And as far as England are concerned, they are unchanged from their previous match. So I think the addition of someone like Wanendu Hasaranga will really boost this Sri Lankan team, no doubt about that. An extra spinner to play with. And I don't think Sri Lanka will mind chasing. I mean, setting a total, winning the toss and batting first, setting a total is also a challenge, as we see a beautiful drive there from Rahan Ahmed. Through the covers for 4. England off the mark. Rahan Ahmed off the mark. Found the gap beautifully. Is raced away for 4. First boundary of the innings for England. Also, Josh Butler is playing his 400th international match for England today. So, congratulations to him as well. Let's defend it again back to the bowler by Rahan Ahmed. Another dot ball. The series decider, whoever wins this game will be winning the series. Can Sri Lanka put in another performance like what they did in the first one-day international? Obviously they batted first in the first 2 ODIs. The first one day, I think they got a really good total. They posted 271 and defended it. The previous ODI though, Sri Lanka were a bit below par. 220 at 219 was not a, it's not a winning total. Even on tough conditions, chasing teams will find a way. You just need to hang in there and form partnerships. That's what England did in the previous game, and they got over the line. Today, England are batting first, and I'm telling you, many people think that, I'm not quite sure, but England would have thought that, okay, if we can bat first and set a good total, then we can defend it. But batting first also, the teams batting first have the pressure to set a good target in one-day internationals. Batting first is also not easy, because if you set a below par score, the chasing teams will back themselves to chase it down. So even setting a target has its own pressures. Sometimes teams don't understand that. So that is why I think Sri Lanka won't mind chasing today. In such scenarios where the pressure is so much for the teams batting first, I don't mind chasing. So Sri Lanka will be thinking on those lines is what I am thinking. As we see another dot ball to finish the over. 4 runs came from that over, and England are now 4 without loss after 1 over. So an interesting bowling change here. Janit Lianage has been brought into the attack to bowl with the new ball. He didn't bowl any over in the previous game. He's bowling with the new ball, second over of the innings, and straight away Duckett defends it, goes on the outer half of the bat towards deep point, and Ben Duckett also gets off the mark with a single. In fact, I personally wanted Sri Lanka to bowl first today. England have won the toss and elected to bat first, so Sri Lanka got what they wanted today. Because, I mean, the way they struggled in the previous game to set a total, I thought maybe they should bowl first and see what happens. So I think it's a good result for Sri Lanka that they lost the toss. Sometimes losing the toss is also good in that way. As he goes for the drive here, Soft the thickest outside edge towards deep point, and Rehan Ahmed picks up another single. It's a new role this for Rehan Ahmed. Normally he's not an opener, he's more of a bowling all-rounder, opening the batting today. And he needs to get a good score with the bat to increase his confidence. That's cut away by Ben Duckett towards deep point. Fielder running after it. A good fielding. And Ben Duckett picks up another couple of runs. So good positive start here for England. Current run rate 5.33 is not bad at all. The good thing for England is that in the previous match, England didn't exactly play baseball. They controlled their baseball and played normal cricket. That is good to see. That's defended again by Duckett towards covers, and another dot ball here. Oh, that just shaped away, I think. Beats the outside edge of Ben Duckett. Another dot ball. The last ball of the over coming up. Ooh, that takes the edge. It's towards covers again. And another dot ball to finish the over. 4 runs came from that over. And England are now 8 without loss after 2 overs. So this is the playing 11 for Sri Lanka. Wanindu Hasaranga back into the playing 11. The spin attack has been strengthened today. Any day you need Wanindu Hasaranga and Mahesh Theekshana in your playing 11. If not, one of them at least should be there. If Hasaranga had played the previous game, Sri Lanka could have had a better chance of winning, because England were not looking comfortable in the run chase, but still they somehow managed to push on. Asita Fernando now continuing into his second over, and that's flicked away again by Rehan Ahmed towards deep square leg and picks up another single to start the over. Well, another thing which is not good, obviously we all know about the Colombo weather. When it starts raining, how terrifying it can be. We saw it during the Women's World Cup about the Colombo's weather. 73% chance of rain. And our weather forecast generally doesn't go wrong, so just need to hope that the rain doesn't come down. We all know about Colombo weather. Whoever has watched the Women's World Cup last year, they all know what can happen in Colombo when it starts raining. It's on the pads. It's gone off the pads towards short fine leg. Oh, direct hit actually. Direct hit. I think Rahan Ahmed has made it back though. Single completed. Could be one leg bias, I think. Yep, leg by it is. Leg by single it is. The match gets washed out today. The ODI series will be tied 1-1. Sri Lanka looking to win a series against England after nearly 10 years actually. They have not won an ODI series against England. The last time they won an ODI series against England was when Mahela Jayawardene, Kumar Sangakkara, they were all actively playing cricket. That's an inside edge towards short fine leg. And doesn't take the single. Another dot ball from Ashita Fernando. We just need to hope that the rain gods stay away today, at least for one day today, to see who can win this series. It's back of the length again, and Rahan Ahmed drives it down the ground to mid-off. Another dot ball. It's driven again by Rahan Ahmed towards deep extra covers and picks up another single. This is a good over from Ashita Fernando. Just 3 runs coming from this over. ODI match will go a little slowly. Last ball of the over coming up, and it's driven down the ground to mid-on. Another dot ball to finish the over. Just 3 runs came from that over, and England are now 11 without loss after 3 overs. Janith Lianage now into his second over, and it's back of the length again. Rahan Ahmed defends it towards mid-off. Again a dot ball to start the over. They could have done this in the previous match itself, to be honest. Like Pramod Madhushan has been benched today. They could have benched him in the previous match and maybe given some overs to Janith Lianage, but they didn't do that because Lianage was still playing the previous game. He didn't bowl a single over, and now he's bowling with the new ball. So I think Sri Lanka are trying out some experimentations to see what combinations can work for them in ODI cricket. Everyone are learning, isn't it, through the process. This time it's driven down the ground again towards mid-off, and another dot ball from Janith Lianage. The one constant person whenever Sri Lanka plays any matches or any series, Russell Arnold is always there in the commentary box. Real respect for him actually. Such a passionate Sri Lankan. This time it's driven down the ground to mid-on. Oh, shy at the stumps. Couldn't hit the stumps, it's missed the stumps. And Rehan Ahmed picks up another single. The last ball of the over coming up. And fact, still 2 more deliveries left, and that's I think gone off the outer half of the bat again towards deep point. And Benjamin Duckett picks up another single. So last ball of the over coming up. That's on the pads again. Rehan Ahmed flicks it away towards deep square leg and picks up another single to finish the over. 3 runs came from that over, and England are now 14 without loss after 4 overs. So Asita Fernando now is into his 3rd over. Rehan Ahmed is on strike. And that's pulled away by Rehan Ahmed towards deep mid wicket and picks up another single to start the over. Rehan Ahmed hasn't been in the best of form. He's coming after the Big Bash actually. His Big Bash stint with Hobart Hurricanes didn't contribute much with the bat in the Big Bash season. And so it will be a challenge for him to open the batting here and do something. It's a full delivery, flicked away straight to mid wicket. And another dot ball from Asita Fernando. It's short and wide, cut away again by Duckett. It's racing away. Good fielding at deep point. And Duckett will pick up another couple of runs. Good running between the wickets. Keeps the strike as well. He has fast hands, Ben Duckett. The ball goes off his bat real quickly. Sri Lanka will look to get some early wickets here. Try and break this partnership. They have a truckload of spinners actually whom they can unleash at the right time. This time it's cut away again, straight to the fielder again at point. That's straight to the fielder at covers. Another dot ball from Asita Fernando. This is where the situation can become a little tricky for the teams batting first in one-day internationals. Whether you want to attack or whether you want to keep on, whether you want to play the waiting game, you get caught up in two minds, and in the end, it becomes really hard actually. That is why I said that I don't mind Sri Lanka chasing, because when you are chasing, you have a target in front of you. You know how to approach the run chase. And the same is not the case while batting first. It is a challenge. But having said that though, nothing stops England from outbatting Sri Lanka and defending the total. That is also possible. Just get a feeling that sometimes these days, modern batters, the way they think, I mean, they have only limited patience. Before patience runs out, I mean, how many balls do you keep on defending, keep on rotating the strike? You get restless, then play a shot, and then that's all you need to lose your wicket. So it becomes a little challenging, and that particular aspect, it becomes a little challenging. So last ball of the over coming up from Asita Fernando. And that's driven again, straight to the fielder again at covers. Beautiful fielding there. Another dot ball to finish the over. So just 3 runs came from that over from Asita Fernando. And England are now 17 without loss after 5 overs. So Janith Lianage into his third over, and that's driven again by Rehan Ahmed back to the bowler. Another dot ball to start the over. This time it's driven again, straight to covers. Another dot ball from Janith Lianage. So both these new ball bowlers have started well here for Sri Lanka. Once the spinners come on, we need to see how England will bat it, because in this match, England don't have a target in front of them. So we need to see how England approach their innings. Previous match, they knew that they are only chasing 220, so they were able to bat it slowly. They were taking it slowly. Lost a couple of wickets, they took it slowly, played it slowly, somehow they reached the target. But the challenge is when you don't have a target when you don't have a target in front of you, that is when you have to set the target. So you have to make a decision. When do we accelerate the score? How long do we play it slowly? When do we find the boundaries? These are the kind of questions that will be running in a batter's mind, particularly in a team batting first in difficult conditions. That's defended again by Rehan Ahmed towards covers. Another dot ball. Full again, and Rehan Ahmed again drives it down the ground to mid-off. Could we see a maiden over here? 5 dot balls in a row. Really good start here from Janith Lianage. Why didn't he bowl yesterday? One question I want to ask the Sri Lankan team. He could have bowled in the previous match. In the second ODI, he could have bowled a few overs. But they didn't give him overs. Maybe they thought Pramod Madushan is enough. But indeed, Pramod Madushan has disappointed in the first two matches. So it's a good decision to drop him and bring in Hasaranga. As we see another dot ball to finish the over. A maiden over from Janit Liyanage. And England are now 17 without loss after 6 overs. So some spin being introduced now. Dhananjaya De Silva. This is the new bowler into the attack. Has picked up 47 wickets in his ODI career so far. A really good bowler actually. Tosses it up and Ben Duckett drives it down the ground to long off and picks up another single to start the over. And this time Rahan Ahmed drives it down the ground as well. Picks up another single. Sri Lanka have some spinners here. Dhananjaya De Silva, Jeffrey van der Say, Wanindu Hasaranga has joined the team today. They also have Dunit Velalage. So 4 spinners today for Sri Lanka. Duckett goes for reverse sweep straight to covers. Couldn't find the gap there, Duckett. Another dot ball. Quicker delivery and it's punched straight to covers by Duckett. Make that another dot ball. Pressure building here on England, and this is exactly why I said that I don't mind Sri Lanka chasing. Goes for reverse again in the air and taken at covers. He was becoming restless. Ben Duckett couldn't resist. In the end, going for the reverse sweep, hitting it in the air straight into the hands of the fielder at covers. And the first wicket goes down here for England. Ben Duckett has to go. A huge wicket actually for Sri Lanka, because we all know how dangerous Ben Duckett can be when he gets going. Just couldn't resist the pressure there. And in the end, he's holed out at covers. Dhananjaya De Silva gets the breakthrough. And England are 1 down early here. Ben Duckett is gone after scoring 7 runs from 17 balls, and England are now 19 for 1 after 6.5 overs. Well, I think England should have bowled first today after winning the toss, given the fact that they really choked the Sri Lankan batters in the previous match and then they chased down 220. So they could have bowled first, but many people get tempted to bat first in these kind of conditions because they think, okay, if we can get to 250, 260, maybe we can give ourselves a chance to defend it. But the fact of the matter is, even the teams batting first are under pressure to set those kind of targets. Teams tend to forget that aspect. And I think England, they should have bowled first, whatever it is. Opting to bat first in these conditions, I mean, If they can still get to 250, 260, it will get justified. But it will be a very, very hard job. As we see, Joe Root is a new batter to the crease, comes down the wicket, flicks it away towards deep square leg, and gets off the mark with a single to finish that over. Excellent over from Dhananjaya De Silva. Spin being introduced into the attack. Straight away strikes. 3 runs came from that over, including the wicket of Ben Duckett. And England are now 20 for 1 after 7 overs. Ben Duckett just couldn't resist actually. You could feel that he was getting restless, and in the end he just reverse swept it into the hands of covers. That is where I think the patience becomes very important. And they need to handle the pressure. Dunith Walalage now introduced from the other end. Dunith Walalage is the new bowler into the attack. As long as rain doesn't come down, it will be a good news. Joe Root on strike has tossed up and Root drives it back to the bowler. Dot ball to start the over. I think someone like a Vanindu Hasaranga versus Joe Root will be a big matchup to watch out for. That's flicked away again by Root. Straight to mid wicket. Another dot ball. Ooh, full delivery. Root looking to flick it away. He fell over there. And another dot ball here. Brilliant start here from Walalage. And this time it's driven down the ground to mid-on. And Root picks up another single. It's short and cut away by Rahan Ahmed, straight to covers. Make that another dot ball from Walalage. Really good over again, just 1 run coming from this over, still 1 ball left. So last ball of the over coming up, and that's punched away again straight to covers. Another dot ball to finish the over. So just 1 run came from that over, and England are now 21 for 1 after 8 overs. And Dhananjaya De Silva into the attack. It was in the air there for a while. Landed safely. And Joe Root picks up another single. Very risky shot. A reverse sweep attempted there. England batters, they're getting restless here. They're getting very, very restless under pressure. Rahan Ahmed is back on strike. Oh my God, has it been put down? It was hit back at Dhananjaya De Silva. It's gone through the hands is what I'm thinking. Rahan Ahmed picks up Another couple of runs here. Can see disappointed faces there. Maybe they felt that was an opportunity to get a wicket. It was hit firmly. Ooh, that's a cotton bowled opportunity. He's gone begging. Could have had a second wicket here. It's been put down by Dhananjaya. And this time he goes for a sweep. Gets it in the gap. And will that run away? Yes, it does. It's run away for 4. Adding insult to injury, you drop a catch, the very next ball, it goes away for 4. Just the second boundary in this innings, and Rehan Ahmed finds the boundary. This time comes down the wicket, lofts it over mid-off, and that'll be 4 more as well. Back-to-back boundaries here from Rehan Ahmed. So now the England batters have decided, okay, enough of defending. Let's counter-attack the Sri Lankan spinners. Interesting strategy. This time another quicker delivery. Rehan Ahmed punches it down the ground to long on and picks up another single. So Joe Root is back on strike. Last ball of the over. Dhananjaya coming around the wicket. But Root goes over the top. And that goes one bounce and into the boundary for 4. So an expensive over here from Dhananjaya de Silva. 3 boundaries in that over. First boundary for Root. 16 runs came from that over. And England are now 37 for 1 after 9 overs. Dunit Velalage is continuing into his second over. Rehan Ahmed gives himself room, drives it straight to covers. A little bit of a fumble there at covers. And Rehan Ahmed picks up another single to start the over. Root is back on strike. Tossed up. Root drives it down the ground to long off and picks up another single. Short and wide was cut away in the air, just lands short of covers. Living dangerously here, both these England batters trying to fight fire with fire at the moment. They don't know how to defend and take it forward. They're trying counter-attack. How long is that counter-attack going to work? We need to see that. It's cut away straight to that field, same fielder at covers. Another dot ball. So 2 more deliveries left in this over. That's a quicker delivery on the stumps. Rehan Ahmed flicks it away leg side towards deep mid wicket and picks up another single. Last ball of the over coming up. Ooh, Root goes for a sweep and misses it. Another dot ball to finish the over. Ball turning away there. So an excellent over from Dunit Walalake. Just 3 runs came from that over. And England are now 40 for 1 after 10 overs. Okay, so the new bowler into the attack now for Sri Lanka. The magician, Wanindu Hasaranga. Quicker delivery goes for the pull, appeal for LBW. Maybe the height might be a factor there. Straight away Hasaranga. Causing problems for the batters. The very first ball of his spell. I think it was the flipper from Hasaranga there. This is why you want to have him in your team, because he can make things happen. We have seen even in franchise cricket as well how well he bowls. Quicker ball again, and Rahan Ahmed defends it back to the bowler. Another dot ball from Hasaranga. That's pulled away in the air, straight into the hands of mid-wicket. And straight away the wizard, the magician strikes for Sri Lanka. This is why you want to have him in your 11, because this is exactly what he can do. He said he can make things happen. He has made things happen once again. Straight away has picked up a wicket, and that too the big wicket of Rahan Ahmed was starting to look good. He's pulled it straight into the hands of the fielder at short mid-wicket, and a trademark celebration as well for Wanindu Hasaranga. Second wicket goes down here for England. Rahan Ahmed was looking to fight fire with fire. He's burnt himself in the end, out for 24, and England are now 40 for 2 after 10.3 overs. I felt a few hours ago that England are looking to fight fire with fire, and I didn't know how long they were going to resist. In the end, Rahan Ahmed has pulled it into the hands of mid-wicket Wanindu Hasaranga. He always picks up wickets whenever Sri Lanka needs him. That is why he's one of the modern day great bowlers you'll ever see. So Jacob Bethel is the new batter coming to the crease now for England. Has been a little quiet. He did well in the Ashes, but has been a little inconsistent in terms of his performances. Will need to prove himself with the bat. Still plenty of batting remaining. Harry Brook, Josh Butler, Will Jacks, Sam Curran. But it's not going to be easy for England today, because Sri Lanka are playing an extra spinner, and that extra spinner is a legend of Sri Lankan cricket without a doubt. 3 more deliveries left in this over. Hasaranga coming around the wicket now, and it's on the stumps again. Bethel defends it back to the bowler. Another dot ball. Tossed up, Bethel drives it down the ground to long on and gets off the mark with a single. This is where the pressure can build actually. We've lost 2 wickets now, England. So last ball of the over coming up. Root is on strike. Once again, it's all the responsibility falls on Joe Root. Goes for the reverse sweep, gets it past slips towards third man, and that runs away for 4. So really good shot there from Joe Root. Improvisation. It pays off. Root picks up his second boundary, ends the over with the boundary. 5 runs came from that over, including the wicket of Rehan Ahmed. And England are now 45 for 2 after 11 overs. So England in early trouble here. Ben Duckett, both the openers have been dismissed. And Sri Lanka will badly want to dismiss Joe Root as early as possible, because he can be the danger man for England. So Dunit Walalage coming around the wicket now to Bethel. And that's driven off the back foot, straight back to the bowler. Another dot ball from Walalage, who was bowled well so far in his first couple of overs. 50 overs match, 50 overs innings, and Sri Lanka has 4 spinners. In fact, if not 5 actually, even Asalanka can also bowl. So they have 5 spinners actually. Asalanka can be used as a 5th spinner. Apart from him, they have Walalage, Jeffrey Van der Sey, Hasaranga, and Dunit Walalage. So just imagine. We have seen before 50 overs of spin. West Indies bowled 50 overs of spin in Bangladesh earlier, around 2 months back. Sri Lanka also has the option to do the same thing if needed. Although they have 2 pacers as well, Liana Gay and Tasita Fernando are still there. So plenty of options today for Sri Lanka. They can operate around their bowlers. As we see another single here from Joe Root. Conditions are as usual. Again, looks tricky. The conditions are assisting spin. It's tossed up again, and Jacob Bethel defends it on the front foot back to the bowler. Another dot ball. Ooh, that's spun back in. A little bit of an inside edge from Walalage. And another dot ball. Sharp turn there. This time comes down the wicket. Bethel drives it straight to mid-off. Another dot ball to finish the over. Just 2 runs came from that over. And England are now 47 for 2 after 12 overs. So Wanindu Hasaranga is continuing into his second over. A quicker delivery this time, and Root hits it down the ground to long on. Picks up another single. I think Hasaranga will look to toss the ball up a little bit more. Try and make the batters play on the front foot, because I think he's in the quest of bowling it quicker through the air. He's bowling it a little too short. He needs to take care of that length. Hasaranga coming around the wicket now. And Bethel goes for the reverse sweep. Again, no one there at third man. And that races away for 4. So they have decided that reverse sweep is an option to counter Hasaranga. First we saw Joe Root play the reverse sweep in Hasaranga's previous over. And now Bethel playing the same shot. Picks up his first boundary in this innings. This time it's defended again down the ground to mid-off. Another dot ball. 50 comes up for England actually. 50 comes up in 12.3 overs. Full toss in the air. Didn't carry. Didn't carry to Hasaranga. Showing as catch drop, but it didn't carry, I think. Might need to have a look at the replay of that one. It was a full toss though. Loose delivery. Two more deliveries left in this over. That's another good delivery. Flicked away again straight to mid-wicket. Another dot ball from from Wanendu Hasaranga. Last ball of the over. And that's defended back to the bowler again. So another dot ball to finish that over. Another good over from Hasaranga. Just 5 runs coming from that over. And England are now 52 for 2 after 13 overs. So Jeffrey van der Sey is the new bowler into the attack now for Sri Lanka. The spinners will keep on coming. Plenty of spin options are there for them today. And that's tossed up. Root drives it straight to covers. Another dot ball. This time it's punched away by Joe Root towards deep extra covers and picks up another single. It's tossed up. Bethel drives it down the ground to mid-off and picks up another single. The Root is back on strike. Quicker delivery again. Punches it away again by Joe Root towards deep extra covers. Picks up another single. It's cut away again by Bethel towards deep point. Picks up another single. 4 singles in this over. Still 1 ball left. Last ball of the over. Tossed up. Root goes for the sweep towards deep mid wicket. and picks up another single to finish the over. 5 runs came from that over, and England are now 57 for 2 after 14 overs. So Wanendu Hasaranga is continuing into his third over. Joe Root is on strike. Ooh, that's tossed up on the stumps. Root defends it towards covers. Oh, he lost his bat in the process. There. It's a dot ball to start the over though. Was looking for the single there, Jacob Bethel. Couldn't get it. Brilliant bowling here from Hasaranga. It's tossed up, and Root drives it down the ground to long on and picks up another single. Hasaranga coming around the wicket, and Bethel sweeps it away again towards deep mid wicket. Picks up another single. 2 runs from this over. For the moment, taking singles here, both these England batters. It's a quicker delivery, and Root punches it down the ground to long on and picks up another single. Goes for the reverse towards deep point, and another single here. The last ball of the over. It's tossed up, and Root drives it down the ground to long off and picks up another single to finish the over. 5 runs came from that over, and England are now 62 for 2 after 15 overs. So Jeffrey Van der Sey is continuing into his second over. It's on the stumps again. Root defends it to point. Another dot ball to start the over. It's tossed up, Root sweeps it away towards deep mid wicket and picks up another single. Tossed up again, full delivery again. Bethel drives it down the ground, picks up another single, continuing to take the singles. 3 more deliveries left in this over. Quicker delivery, punched away straight to point. Another dot ball. Two more deliveries left in this over. Tossed up on the bats and Root flicks it away towards deep mid wicket and picks up another single. So last ball of the over coming up, and it's punched back to the bowler. Another dot ball to finish the over. So just 3 runs came from that over, and England are now 65 for 2 after 16 overs. So Hasaranka now into his 4th over, starts with a dot ball. Second ball of the over coming up, and Root drives it down the ground to long off and picks up another single. Bethel is back on strike. It's tossed up again. Bethel flicks it away towards mid wicket. Another dot ball from Hasaranka. Driven back to the bowler. Hasaranka throws it back to the keeper there. Shared the stumps, but Bethel makes it back. Another dot ball. It's tossed up, driven straight to covers, and make that another dot ball. Really good bowling here from Hasaranka. The last ball of the over coming up. Quicker delivery flicked away towards deep square leg. Picks up another single to finish the over. Just 2 runs came from that over, and England are now 67 for 2 after 17 overs. So Jeffrey Van der Sey is continuing from the other end. They're going to continue with the spinners for quite some time now in Sri Lanka. Jacob Bethel is on strike. It's an inside edge. It's down the ground towards long on, and Bethel picks up another single to start the over. Root has hit 2 boundaries so far. Bethel has hit 1. Current run rate only 3.96, and this is what happens in Sri Lankan conditions. It's defended again by Root towards covers. Another dot ball from Van der Sey. And this time it's defended on the front foot again towards point again. Make that another dot ball from Van der Sey. And this time it's driven again. Really good fielding from Van der Sey of his own bowling. Another dot ball. 2 more deliveries left in this over. This time quicker ball punched away through the covers, and Root picks up another single. So last ball of the over coming up. And that's driven again straight to covers. Another dot ball to finish the over. Another excellent over from Van der Sey. Just 2 runs came from that over. And England are now 69 for 2 after 18 overs. So Dunit Wellalagi is continuing, is back into the attack into his 4th over, and it's punched down the ground by Joe Root towards long off, and picks up another single to start the over. This time again Jacob Bethel comes down the wicket, drives it back to the bowler. Another dot ball. This time goes for the reverse sweep. Third man is there. So another dot ball here. Current run rate 3.78, and that is because the spinners are beginning to squeeze the things here. Squeeze proceedings. Wellalagi changing his angle now, and it's punched down the ground by Bethel towards long on, and picks up another single. Last ball of the over. It's on the stumps again, defended towards covers. Another single to finish the over. 4 runs came from that over. And England are now 73 for 2 after 19 overs. And it's also the time for the drinks break.